Since 9/11, a struggle for control has intensified within the Muslim communities of North America and Europe. New and aggressive voices gained the most attention as some Muslims took to the streets, opposing the policies and sometimes the traditions of the countries they live in. Almost lost in the din is another voice, that of the other Muslims who believe in a more moderate form of Islam, one that blends the tenets of their faith with the traditions of a liberal society.
I wouldn't be taking this time away from my family and my profession and what I do unless I felt that I'm trying to struggle for the soul of my faith.
Scorned by the extremists within their own faith and usually ignored by the mainstream population in Europe, in Canada, in America, they struggle to make up the fabric of an open society. As doctors, politicians, journalists, and television hosts, this is their voice.
If it was not illegal to kill, or if they were guaranteed that there would be no punishment, and some of us would be dead by now.
No moderate Muslim in all of Canada is so consistently attacked and mocked by the Islamists in their statements and their publications.
If you Google my name, there's enough invective out there to really depress someone.
Have you seen this one here? I'm going to hold it up. Here, it's got not too flattering on you.
I think it is flattering, you know. I think I look good over here.
He is routinely dismissed by the Islamists, who usually try to portray him as the extremist.
Let me give you a name, Tariq Fatah. How do you feel about people like that?
Well, he's extremist, I think. Tariq Fatah, we are the moderate. You know, it depends where you stand, you know.
The whole emphasis of the Islamist is his obsession with sexuality, and that comes in.
Either one. Like for them, if a married woman commit adultery with a married man, both will be stoned to death. A single woman commit adultery with a married man, the woman will be get 100 lashes, the married man will be killed, stoned to death, and the other vice versa. So it depends on you know, the person, not his sex, not his male or female, but he's married or not married. If he's married, he will be stoned to death. If he's unmarried, he will be getting 100 lashes. You see?
Do you have any idea how controversial that sounds?
It's not controversial. This is Islam. This is not my fault. This is Islam. So I'm not inventing anything.
Okay.
Why? Well, didn't Jesus said, you know, who has no sin should cast the first stone? So,
For over 3 years, Mohammed Sifawi has been hunted in France. He is a Muslim journalist and filmmaker who has often gone undercover in order to make films that have exposed Islamic extremists and have created threats to his own life.
I feel, like many other Muslims, that I am at war with fanatics who utilize religion in a war often against vulnerable populations.
On the streets of Paris, Mohammed Sifawi is never alone. He is always watched by those who protect him and sometimes by those who are trying to kill him. The man and the woman walking behind him are plainclothes French security police, part of a round-the-clock effort by the government to keep him alive. They are protecting him from a death sentence authorized by this man, a leader of one of the most radical Islamist groups in Europe.
The police came to see me and told me they had detailed information about the fatwa authorizing my murder.
It was not the first time his life had been threatened. He almost died in Algeria in 1996 when the newspaper where he worked was destroyed by Islamic extremists. Sifawi would have been among the dead had he not left the building just seconds before the blast. He fled to France, where in late 2002, he found himself covering the trial of an Algerian Islamist terrorist group charged with bombing the Paris subway. He also found himself being recruited by the same Algerians who were behind this bombing. and he decided not only to infiltrate the group, but also to make an undercover film on their activities. He knew exactly the risks of such a plan. For months, Mohammed Sifawi went along with the Algerian Islamists attempting to recruit him, even filming them for what they thought would be a propaganda film, glorifying them and their leader Karim Berti.
Je dis juste c'est Karim Berti.
Karim Berti, here I'm filming him openly with a camera.
Parce qu'il croyait que j'allais faire de la propagande pour les terroristes.
Because he thought I was a journalist who was going to do propaganda for him, for terrorists.
Say what you will, terrorism or no terrorism. We who understand the Quran are already terrorists. All countries are battlegrounds. All countries are battlegrounds? Yes, all countries.
That's very important.
C'est très important parce que
what he's explaining really is that the entire world must be the target of their attacks.
Parce qu'il considère qu'il n'y a pas un pays au monde qui est régi par les lois islamistes.
Because he thinks there's really no country in the world that is ruled by Islamic law. Therefore,
et donc il faut attaquer tout le monde.
Therefore, you can attack and you should attack anyone and everyone.
Listen to me. Stop recording.